When a woman pulls away, most guys panic. They send endless texts, obsess over what went wrong, and ultimately push her further away. But here's the truth. Every second you spend chasing is a second you're giving away your power. What if I told you there's a way to make her distance work for you? A way to take back control and leave her wondering what she just lost? This isn't about playing games. It's about stepping into your strength and becoming the man she can't resist. Stick with me until the end of this video, and I'll show you exactly how to turn her silence into your greatest advantage. Ready to rewrite the rules? Type "I'm ready" in the comments right now. Let's get started. Welcome to the truth you've been waiting to hear. This isn't another nice guy pep talk, and I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. The dating world today is brutal, and if you don't understand this, you'll get crushed. Women test men constantly, whether they realize it or not, and when she pulls away, it's not a sign to chase. It's a signal for you to rise. This video is your blueprint to becoming the man who doesn't panic, doesn't beg, and doesn't lose his cool. You're going to learn the secrets that most men will never know. The tools to build respect, attraction, and curiosity without saying a single word. And here's the kicker. By the time you finish this video, you won't just know how to handle her distance. You'll know how to make her regret it. Before we dive in, subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. Why? Because the more you engage, the more YouTube spreads this message to men who need it most. We're building an army of high-value men who lead with confidence, not desperation. So if you're ready to step into that version of yourself, let's get to work. Number 1, understand the why. When a woman distances herself, your mind immediately starts racing, doesn't it? You replay every conversation, dissect every word, and try to pinpoint where things went wrong. But here's the harsh truth. It's rarely about one thing you did or said. Women are far more complex than that, and their reasons for pulling away are often rooted in their emotions, not yours. This isn't a bad thing, it's a reality you need to understand. Today's dating world is ruthless. Ghosting, breadcrumbing, and mixed signals are the norm. Women are flooded with attention, swiping through dozens of profiles on dating apps, scrolling through endless DMs on Instagram. They've got options, and they know it. So when a woman distances herself, it's not because she's forgotten you, it's because she's subconsciously testing you, testing your strength, your resolve, and your ability to remain grounded when things get shaky. Are you going to pass this test, or are you going to fold like most men? Think of the last time a woman you were talking to went cold. She didn't reply to your messages, didn't return your calls, maybe even cancelled plans without giving a real reason. What did you do? Be honest. Did you send her a follow-up text asking if you'd done something wrong? Did you call her hoping to smooth things over? If you did, you failed the test. Women don't distance themselves to hurt you. They do it to see if you're the kind of man who will lose composure at the first sign of trouble. Here's what you need to understand. When she pulls away, she's actually giving you a golden opportunity. It's not rejection, it's a chance for you to show her the man you truly are. But most men don't see it that way. They panic, they overthink, they chase, and in doing so, they lose her respect. Don't be most men. Be the man who understands the power of patience, silence, and self-respect. Because when you do, you shift the entire dynamic in your favor. Number 2, embrace the silence. Silence. It's the one thing most men are terrified of. When a woman pulls away, the instinct is to fill the void with texts, calls, and desperate attempts to win her back. But let me tell you something. Silence is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. When you stop chasing and start embracing the silence, you send a powerful message. You're telling her, I'm not dependent on your attention for my worth. I'm confident enough to stand on my own. This is a message most women rarely hear, and trust me, it will resonate louder than any words you could say. Think of it like this: silence creates mystery. It gives her space to wonder about you, to think about you, and to miss you. And here's the kicker: people value what they miss. If you're always there, always available, always responding the second she texts, she'll never have a chance to feel your absence. But when you pull back, when you stop chasing, she'll start to notice the void you leave behind. And that void is what makes her realize your value. Imagine you've been texting a woman for weeks. Things are going well, or so you think. Suddenly she stops replying. Days go by, and you hear nothing. Most men would send a follow-up text, something like, "Hey, just checking in. Are you okay?" Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. That text screams desperation. It tells her that her silence has rattled you, that you're unsure of yourself without her validation. Instead, do nothing. Let her sit with the silence. Let her wonder why you're not reacting. Trust me, the silence will do more to draw her back than any text ever could. But silence isn't just about not texting or calling. It's about how you carry yourself in every interaction. When you see her in person, don't bring up her distance. Act as if nothing has changed. Smile, be confident, and keep the conversation light. This shows her that her actions haven't affected you, that you're unshaken and in control, and that's the kind of energy women are drawn to. Number 3, redefine your value. Now let's talk about value. Not hers, yours. Because here's the truth: if you don't see your own value, she never will. Most men place their worth in a woman's hands. They think, if she likes me, I'm valuable. If she doesn't, I'm not. This mindset is poison, and it's the reason so many men struggle in relationships. Your value doesn't come from her attention, her affection, or her approval. It comes from you. Think about this. What makes you valuable? Is it your career, your fitness, your intellect, your sense of humor? Whatever it is, own it. Double down on it. Women are attracted to men who know their worth, who don't need validation to feel complete. If you're constantly seeking her approval, you're telling her you don't believe in your own value. And if you don't believe in it, why should she? Let me give you an example. Picture 2 men. The first man is constantly texting, calling, and doing everything he can to make a woman like him. He's always available, always eager, always trying to prove himself. The second man is confident, focused, and unapologetically himself. He doesn't chase, he leads. He doesn't beg for attention, he commands it. Which man do you think she's drawn to? The answer is obvious. But redefining your value isn't just about how you act with her, it's about how you live your life. Are you pursuing your goals? Are you taking care of your health? Are you constantly improving yourself? If the answer to any of these questions is no, it's time to make a change. Because here's the reality: women are naturally drawn to men who are on a mission. If you're stagnant, if you're not growing, she'll lose interest. But if you're building something, whether it's a career, a business, or even just a better version of yourself, she won't be able to look away. This isn't about becoming someone you're not. It's about becoming the best version of who you already are. It's about showing her and the world that you're a man of purpose, a man of value, and a man who doesn't need anyone's approval to feel whole. When you do this, you'll notice something incredible. Women will start to see you differently. They'll start to respect you, admire you, and yes, even chase you, because a man who knows his worth is irresistible. Number 4. Build emotional fortitude. When she pulls away, it's like a gut punch, isn't it? You feel rejected, confused, maybe even angry. That's natural, but here's the hard truth. How you handle that moment defines everything. This is the fork in the road where most men crumble, but high-value men rise. Why? Because they understand one crucial principle: emotions don't control them. They control their emotions. Building emotional fortitude is about becoming unshakable. It doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending you don't care. It means owning your emotions, understanding them, and channeling them into productive action. Think about it. The world is full of men who act impulsively the moment they feel hurt. They send angry texts, post passive-aggressive stories on Instagram, or worse, try to guilt her into coming back. These actions scream insecurity, and nothing kills attraction faster. So how do you build emotional fortitude? First, you need to reframe the situation. Her pulling away isn't a personal attack, it's a challenge. It's an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can stand strong, even when things don't go your way. Instead of reacting emotionally, take a step back and ask yourself, what does my best self do in this situation? Your best self doesn't lash out. He doesn't beg for attention. He remains calm, composed, and confident. Start with mindfulness. When you feel that urge to react, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that this moment is temporary, but your actions will have lasting consequences. Write down your thoughts instead of acting on them. Journaling is a powerful tool for processing emotions without letting them control you. You'll be amazed at how much clarity you gain by simply putting pen to paper. Here's a scenario. She hasn't texted you back for days. Your mind is racing with thoughts. Is she seeing someone else? Did I say something wrong? And the urge to reach out is overwhelming. Instead of giving in, grab a notebook and write down exactly what you're feeling. By the time you're done, you'll realize that those emotions were fleeting, and acting on them would have only made things worse. Physical activity is another game changer. There's a reason high-value men prioritize fitness. It's not just about looking good, it's about channeling your energy into something constructive. When you're sweating it out in the gym, you're not thinking about her texts or lack thereof. You're building discipline, confidence, and resilience, all of which make you more attractive. Remember, emotional fortitude isn't built overnight. It's a muscle, and like any muscle, it requires consistent effort to grow. But here's the payoff. When you become the man who can handle anything with grace and composure, you become the man women can't ignore. Your emotional strength becomes magnetic, and suddenly, her pulling away doesn't feel like a loss, it feels like a gift. Number 5. The art of patience. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's your secret weapon. In today's world of instant gratification, where everything from food to attention is just a swipe away, patience sets you apart. When a woman pulls away, she's expecting you to react immediately. She's waiting for the double texts, the frantic calls, the what's wrong messages. But when you do nothing, when you wait, you flip the script entirely. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine two men. The first man, the moment he senses her pulling away, starts bombarding her with texts. Is everything okay? Did I do something wrong? Can we talk? He thinks he's showing her how much he cares, but all she sees is desperation. Now, imagine the second man. She pulls away, and he does nothing. He doesn't text, doesn't call, doesn't even acknowledge the distance. Instead, he continues living his life, going to the gym, hanging out with friends, working on his goals. Which man do you think she's more curious about? Which man do you think she respects more? The answer is obvious. Patience isn't about ignoring her or playing games. It's about valuing yourself enough to wait for the right moment. When you rush to fix things, you're telling her that her absence has thrown you off balance. But when you wait, you're showing her that your world doesn't revolve around her, and that's incredibly attractive. But let's be clear. Patience doesn't mean sitting around doing nothing. It's active, not passive. While you're waiting, you're improving. You're becoming the man who doesn't just attract her back, but keeps her attention effortlessly. Maybe you're hitting the gym and getting in the best shape of your life. Maybe you're learning a new skill, like playing guitar or speaking a new language. Maybe you're finally starting that side hustle you've been dreaming about. Whatever it is, you're showing her and yourself that you're a man of action, not reaction. Patience gives her space to feel your absence. Women don't appreciate something until it's gone. By stepping back and giving her time, you're allowing her to realize what she's missing. And trust me, if you've been showing up as a high-value man, she will miss you. She'll start wondering why you haven't reached out. She'll question if you've moved on. And that curiosity is what draws her back. The next time you feel the urge to act impulsively, remember this: patience is power. It's what separates the boys from the men, the followers from the leaders. And when you master it, you don't just win her back, you win yourself. Number 6. Prioritize self-improvement. Let's get one thing straight. The moment she pulls away is the moment you need to turn the spotlight onto yourself. This isn't about winning her back. It's about becoming a man so undeniably valuable that she can't help but take notice. And here's the best part: even if she doesn't come back, you'll have built a life so rich and fulfilling that you won't care. Self-improvement isn't just a buzzword, it's a way of life. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you're not just improving your chances with her, you're improving your chances in every area of your life. Start with your health. Hit the gym, clean up your diet, and get in shape. A strong, fit body isn't just attractive, it's a symbol of discipline and self-respect. When you walk into a room looking like a man who takes care of himself, people notice. She notices. But it doesn't stop there. What about your career? Are you stuck in a dead-end job, or are you actively working toward your goals? Women are drawn to ambition. They want a man who's going somewhere, who has a vision for his future. If you're not chasing your dreams, start now. Take that course, build that business, or apply for that promotion. Show her and yourself that you're a man of purpose. And don't forget your mind. Read books, listen to podcasts, and expand your knowledge. The more you learn, the more confident you become. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. And nothing builds confidence like self-improvement. Here's an example. Let's say she's distant and you've decided to stop chasing. Instead of spending your evenings overthinking and scrolling through her social media, use that time to better yourself. Go for a run, watch a documentary, or work on a passion project. Every moment you invest in yourself is a moment she's losing the upper hand. And here's the kicker: when she does come back, she'll see a man who's leveled up, a man who's stronger, smarter, and more focused than he was before. And that's the man she can't resist. Remember, self-improvement isn't about impressing her. It's about building a life so fulfilling that you don't need her to feel complete. And when you do that, you'll find that not only does she notice, but other women do too. Suddenly, you're not just a man she pulled away from. You're the man she's fighting to get back. Number 7. Master your communication. Here's a truth most men don't realize. Every word you say to a woman is either building her respect for you or tearing it down. Communication isn't about saying more. It's about saying the right things at the right time. And when a woman distances herself, your ability to communicate effectively becomes your most powerful tool or your biggest liability. Let's start with what most men do wrong. She hasn't texted back in hours, maybe days. You feel that knot in your stomach, that urge to reach out and fix things. So you send a message. Hey, is everything okay? She doesn't reply. Now you're really anxious, so you send another. Did I do something wrong? Still nothing. At this point you're spiraling, and every message you send is pushing her further away. Why? because you're showing her that her distance has complete power over you, and nothing kills attraction faster than that. Now, imagine instead of bombarding her with texts, you do nothing. No messages, no calls, not even a reaction to her silence. You carry on with your life as if nothing has changed. Then, when she does reach out, and trust me, she will, you respond with calm, confidence, and composure. Something simple like, "Hey, good to hear from you. Hope all is well." That's it. No desperation, no over-explaining, just a man who's unshaken by her behavior. The key to mastering communication is understanding that less is more. Women are naturally drawn to mystery. If you're always an open book, always expressing every thought and feeling, there's nothing left for her to discover. But when you hold back, when you let her wonder what you're thinking, you become infinitely more intriguing. Here's a real-life example. A woman I know once told me about a guy she was seeing. "He never texts me first," she said, "but when I do text him, he's always warm and kind. It drives me crazy because I can't figure out if he's playing hard to get or if he's just genuinely busy." That's the kind of energy you want to create. It's not about playing games. It's about showing her that you're a man with a full, vibrant life, not someone waiting by the phone for her to notice you. But communication isn't just about texts. It's about how you speak to her in person, how you carry yourself, and even how you listen. Yes, listening is a form of communication, and most men are terrible at it. When she talks, don't just hear her words. Pay attention to what she's really saying. Women can sense when you're truly present, and it makes them feel valued and understood. Combine that with your calm, confident demeanor, and you'll create a connection that's nearly impossible to break. Number 8. Reconnect with your mission. Let me ask you something. What's your mission? If you can't answer that question clearly and confidently, you've already lost the game. Women are instinctively drawn to men who have a purpose, a vision for their life that's bigger than any single relationship. If you're drifting aimlessly, waiting for her to give your life meaning, she'll sense it. And the harsh truth is, no woman wants to be the center of a man's world. She wants to join him in his world. Reconnecting with your mission starts with figuring out what truly drives you. What are you passionate about? What goals are you working toward? If you don't have answers to these questions, now is the time to find them. Because here's the reality. When a man has a mission, everything else falls into place. His confidence grows, his energy becomes magnetic, and suddenly he's not chasing women, they're chasing him. But this isn't just about attracting women. Your mission is about you. It's about living a life that's fulfilling, exciting, and meaningful, regardless of who's by your side. Think about the men you admire most. Chances are they're not defined by their relationships. They're defined by their accomplishments, their passions, and their impact on the world. That's the kind of man you need to become. Let's say you've always wanted to start your own business, but you've been putting it off because you've been too focused on your relationship. Now that she's distant, use that time to dive in. Start planning, researching, and taking action toward your goals. Or maybe you've always wanted to get in the best shape of your life. Use this time to hit the gym, transform your body, and build discipline. The beauty of reconnecting with your mission is that it not only improves your life, but also changes the way women perceive you. A man on a mission doesn't have time to worry about why she hasn't texted back. He's too busy building his empire, chasing his dreams, and living his life to the fullest. And that kind of energy is irresistible. Women want to be part of a man's journey, but only if he's already moving forward. So stop waiting, start building, and watch how everything, including her, begins to align. Number 9. Expand your social circle. Here's a truth no one talks about. Your value isn't just determined by who you are, it's also influenced by who you surround yourself with. A strong social circle isn't just a nice to have, it's a necessity. Why? Because the people you associate with reflect your status, your values, and your confidence, and women notice. Think about it. When she sees you surrounded by friends who respect and admire you, it sends a powerful message. You're a man of value, a man who others want to be around. But if your social life is non-existent or worse, filled with toxic relationships, it's a red flag. Women are drawn to men who are socially capable, who can lead a group, and who have a life outside of their relationship. Building a strong social circle starts with quality, not quantity. You don't need dozens of friends. You need a few solid ones who uplift you, challenge you, and push you to be better. These are the friends who will hold you accountable, who will support you during tough times, and who will celebrate your successes. And trust me, when a woman sees you surrounded by high-value friends, her perception of you will skyrocket. But your social circle isn't just about friends, it's also about networking. Who are you associating with professionally? Are you connecting with people who can help you grow, learn, and succeed? Expanding your social circle means putting yourself out there, attending events, joining groups, and meeting new people. It's about showing the world, and her, that you're not just a man, you're a leader, a connector, and a force to be reckoned with. Let's say you're at a party, and she's there too. Instead of spending the entire night trying to get her attention, you're engaging with everyone, laughing, telling stories, and commanding the room. She'll notice. She'll see that you're not just focused on her, but that you're the kind of man others gravitate toward. And that's incredibly attractive. Finally, don't underestimate the power of community. Whether it's joining a sports league, a professional organization, or even a hobby group, being part of something bigger than yourself adds depth to your life. It shows her and yourself that you're not just sitting around waiting for her to come back. You're out there, living your life, making connections, and creating value. And that kind of energy is magnetic. Number 10. Set boundaries. Let's talk about one of the most misunderstood concepts in relationships: boundaries. Most men either don't set them at all, or set them so weakly that they might as well not exist. But here's the truth. Without boundaries, you're not just losing her respect, you're losing your own. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. Boundaries are not about control, they're about respect, self-respect first and foremost. When a woman sees that you have clear boundaries and that you enforce them unapologetically, she knows you're a man who values himself. And a man who values himself is a man she can't ignore. Here's an example of weak boundaries. She constantly cancels plans at the last minute, and you just smile and say, "It's okay, maybe next time." Or she gives you the cold shoulder for days, and when she finally texts, you act like nothing happened. By letting her walk all over your time and energy, you're telling her that you don't value either. And if you don't value your time, why should she? Imagine you've made plans, and she cancels at the last minute. Instead of shrugging it off, you calmly let her know that your time is valuable and that last-minute cancellations don't work for you. Not in an angry or accusatory way, but with confidence and composure. Something like, "I understand things come up, but I need someone who respects my time. Let's try again when we can both commit." That's how you set a boundary without being confrontational. And trust me, it'll make her think twice before doing it again. Boundaries also extend to how you spend your time and energy. If you're always available, always dropping everything to see her, you're not setting boundaries, you're erasing them. A high-value man prioritizes his own goals, responsibilities, and well-being first. When you put your mission ahead of her whims, You're showing her that your life doesn't revolve around her, and paradoxically, that makes you even more attractive. But setting boundaries isn't just about saying no. It's about teaching her how to treat you. When you enforce your boundaries consistently, she'll learn that you're a man who demands respect. And here's the kicker. The women who can't handle your boundaries aren't worth your time anyway. The right woman will respect you more for having them. So don't be afraid to draw that line. Boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges to better, healthier relationships. Number 11, lead, don't chase. There's a big difference between leading and chasing, and understanding this difference is what separates high-value men from everyone else. Chasing is about desperation. It's about trying to win her over with actions that scream, "Please choose me." Leading, on the other hand, is about confidence. It's about showing her through your actions that you're a man worth following. Women are biologically and psychologically wired to be drawn to leaders. It's not about dominance or control, it's about direction. A leader knows who he is, what he wants, and where he's going. And when you embody those qualities, women naturally want to be part of your journey. Here's what chasing looks like. Texting her repeatedly when she hasn't replied, trying to convince her to spend time with you, or bending over backward to meet her needs while neglecting your own. Not only does this kill attraction, but it also puts her in a position of power, and no woman wants to feel like she's leading a relationship. She wants to feel like she's following a man who knows what he's doing. Now here's what leading looks like. You make plans and you stick to them. If she's interested, great, she'll join you. If not, you carry on without her. You don't wait for her to decide how things will go, you decide. For example, instead of saying, "What do you want to do this weekend?" you say, "I'm going to this event on Saturday. You're welcome to join if you'd like." Notice the difference? One is seeking approval, the other is leading with confidence. Leadership also extends to how you handle challenges in the relationship. When conflicts arise, a leader doesn't get defensive or blame shift. He takes responsibility for his actions, communicates calmly, and works toward a solution. Women respect men who can handle challenges without losing their composure, and that respect is the foundation of attraction. Leading isn't about being controlling or dismissive. It's about inspiring her to follow your lead because she trusts your judgment and admires your confidence. When you lead, you create a dynamic where she feels safe, respected, and valued. And that's the kind of dynamic that keeps her coming back. Number 12, inspire curiosity. Curiosity is the secret ingredient to attraction. The moment a woman feels like she has you completely figured out is the moment she starts losing interest. To keep her engaged, you need to keep her guessing, not in a manipulative way, but in a way that makes her excited to learn more about you. Think about it. People are naturally drawn to mystery. It's why we binge-watch TV shows with cliffhangers or get hooked on books with unpredictable twists. The same principle applies to relationships. If you're always an open book, always predictable, there's no sense of discovery. But when you introduce a little mystery, you become infinitely more intriguing. So how do you inspire curiosity? Start by being less predictable. If you're always available to hang out, always responding to her texts within seconds, or always telling her exactly what you're thinking, you're removing the element of surprise. Instead, mix it up. Take a day or two to reply to her messages. Be vague about your plans. Let her wonder what you're up to. This doesn't mean playing games, it means creating space for her to invest in you. Another way to inspire curiosity is to have a life that's bigger than her. When you're passionate about your hobbies, your work, or your personal growth, she'll naturally want to know more about what drives you. For example, if you've been learning a new skill or working on an exciting project, don't reveal everything all at once. Share bits and pieces over time. letting her uncover new layers of who you are. Let's say you're into hiking, but you've never mentioned it to her. One day you casually bring it up. "I spent the weekend exploring this amazing trail. I'll have to show you sometime." Suddenly, she's intrigued. She wants to know more about this side of you she didn't know existed. And just like that, you've created a sense of curiosity that makes her want to be part of your world. But the most powerful way to inspire curiosity is to keep growing. When you're constantly evolving, learning new things, setting new goals, and expanding your horizons, you become a moving target. She can never fully figure you out because you're always one step ahead. And that's what keeps her coming back for more. Let me leave you with this. Her distance isn't your enemy. It's your opportunity. Every time a woman pulls away, she's not just testing you. She's handing you the keys to your own growth. This is where most men fail. They crumble, chase, and lose themselves trying to win her back. But not you. You're different. You're the man who stands tall, embraces the silence, and lets your actions do the talking. When you stop chasing and start leading, everything changes. You show her and yourself that you're a man who doesn't beg for attention, doesn't rely on validation, and doesn't let anyone shake his foundation. That's the kind of man she can't forget, the kind of man she respects, and the kind of man you can be proud of. The next time she pulls away, remember this: your worth isn't tied to her attention. Your power lies in how you respond, with strength, purpose, and unshakable confidence. Don't just react, lead. Don't just improve for her, improve for yourself. And don't just attract her, attract the life you deserve. If this message hit home for you, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to this channel right now and hit the like button, not because I need it, but because you do. Every time you engage, you're helping spread this message to men like you, men who are ready to rise above the noise, embrace their value, and change their lives and relationships. And here's the challenge: share this video with one friend who needs to hear it. Don't let him waste another minute chasing what he doesn't need. Together, we're creating a movement of high-value men who lead, inspire, and dominate in every area of life.